This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. Yes, sir. Welcome back. All right, Anthony. You got some explaining to do, Lucy. Did you see what's going on? What's floating around?
What, Tommie?
You don't know?
The photo?
The photo. The photo. The photo. What's up
Why
with
did I
that?
know? Why did I know this is going to be the first thing we spoke about today?
That's right. The photo. Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but it's probably the guy that got the picture and then was able. But Jimmy Butler already recruiting Donovan Mitchell. I like it.
What does Donovan Mitchell's hat say? A better world is coming. Is that what his hat says?
I'm just saying, we looking around and Jimmy's got a full court press during the season and postseason. Okay, so and off season. During the season, postseason, and off season, which that's a full court press right there in the off season. So fill us in on this picture. What more can you tell us about the recruitment of Donovan Mitchell?
Well, I don't know if he's actively recruiting Donovan Mitchell, but it is a good sign that they're friendly, right? The background of this photo, Big O.
By the way, you really believe that at no point Jimmy told him, "Come on, man, come over here, let's go"?
I mean, maybe, it's human nature. Why not? Background of this photo is that guy to the left of them, or our left, is their mutual trainer, Chris Brickley. He was with Jimmy Butler throughout the postseason, traveling with him to Philly, to Boston, getting workouts in with him. He also trains Donovan Mitchell. There were a few other basketball players there. Obviously, whoever his clients are. I know Carmelo. It looked like Carmelo was there. He was in one of the photos. It was his birthday party in New York, and obviously Jimmy and Donovan were there together, sitting next to each other. Jimmy's spending the offseason in New York. It was easy for him to get there. Obviously, this party was in New York. So that's the background of the photo. Okay. And I know it was, it's not a bad thing that Donovan Mitchell and Jimmy are socializing. It's not a bad thing if you're one who wants Donovan Mitchell with the Heat. So
it's a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, like I told Ira yesterday, I think there's an 80% chance they make a move for a star now. Because because they have no choice, Anthony. You're not winning the championship with this team. I don't care what anybody they're one shot away. Bullshit. This team is not good enough to win a championship at this point in time because, unless Bam is going to turn into something that we don't know, unless Tyler's going to turn into something we don't know, and, it would help out if Lowry lost about 47 pounds. But overall, I still don't believe they're a championship caliber team, and they have questions too, and PJ and all that. I think Riley knows that he saw that Jimmy needs that other guy, and that other guy does not exist on this team. And if you roll the dice and say, well, Barkov and Huberdeau are going to get it done this year. Well, no, they're not. And now you wasted another year. And they can't do the Barkov, Huberdeau, let's roll the dice over again and let's wait. I think he knows he has to get that son of a bitch next to Jimmy that is like Jimmy, that is a guy that when Jimmy passes it to him, and by the way, that's the other thing. You have the most selfless superstar in the NBA playing for you in Jimmy Butler. Dude, every star is going to want to play next to him now at this point, which, by the way, has changed my tune because, you kind of thought when he got here, he was having trouble with people, you know what I mean? And this whole transformation and this whole thing has been just, awesome. But I just feel like Riley knows because that's what I feel. And I think Riley sees the same thing, that without another star, this rebuild will never get complete and I'll never be able to finish it off. That's just me.
I think we've had this conversation before, Big O. I think two things can be true. I think both things can be true. I think Riley sees they need another star, another guy who could lead the offense and take some of the pressure off of Jimmy. I think that's true, right? Another ball handler, another guy who can get his own would help this team a lot. A healthy Tyler Hero would have helped this team a lot, in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I also think they are, and they proved. I know you don't agree with this, but they proved it this year. They're in that group of 6-7 teams that could win a championship. They are. Doesn't mean they have the best team, but they're in that group.
Oh, they're in the neighborhood,
right?
But they're not on the block. They're not on the block. Okay,
yeah,
they're not. You know what I mean? They're not on the block, and I expect the Celtics to be better next year. That's the other thing, because of the experience they have now and the confidence that they finally broke through. I expect them to be better next year, and I don't think Miami is better than the Celtics right now as it is. Their big three is better than Miami's big three, and that's just a sad truth. And I think that's why he has to go get a star that levels that whole playing field off. I really believe that, man.
Yeah, that's the thing too, and that he know this. Nothing is static, right? They finished one shot away from the finals this year. We could be in conversation if the one shot goes in, or if the Heat make 3 more free throws in that game. We could be having a totally different conversation right now. He could be up 3-2 in the finals, or down 3-2, but they'd be close to winning a championship. It'd be totally different right now. So, but nothing is static. Things are going to change next year. Boston's probably going to be better because they're young. Another year with that, this experience of going to the finals together, even if they lose, is going to make them better. Milwaukee, they're missing Chris Middleton in the playoffs. If they're healthy, they're arguably the best team in the East. Brooklyn, they're the wild card, right? I know, Kyrie, you never know what's going to happen, but they still have Kevin Durant. And if they had anybody, or if Kyrie can play most games, if he's available, they're really good too. So the East is not going to be the same, right? The Heat have to find a way to get better. And if that's through adding another star, then maybe that's what it is. It might be through internal improvement. Like we said, it might be marginally, where they sign a mid-level free agent that can help them in the off the bench and give them some depth. I mean, we're going to see what which route they go. I mean, they can only control so much, right? Like we've talked about, it's going to be based on Donovan Mitchell, one of these guys saying, I want to be traded. So until that happens, it's going to be tough for Miami to go that route. But it's not, like you said, it's definitely possible. We've seen it pretty much every offseason. There's always a star that shakes loose.
Yeah. And Riley has been the god of grabbing that disgruntled star and bringing him here. Nobody has been better in the NBA in the last 25 years.
Sure.
Not 5 years, not 1, not 5, not 10, not 20, but 25 years. Nobody has been better at consistently finding that disgruntled star. And I think he's going to do it again, man. I really feel like he's going to do it again, because he's watching these guys last night. Yeah. And he's going, I got to do something. By the way, Liquor Split is Miami's liquor store. So you don't have to leave your home. So you got the party going on, or you've got a gathering going on, or you got a business deal going on, and you got some drinks, and now you need some more. Don't get behind the wheel. For $2.99, flat fee, you can order vodka or your wine or your beer or your whiskey or whatever it is that you're drinking. They got one hell of a selection, plus the snacks. $2.99 flat fee. $1 goes to helping homelessness in Miami. Download the app Liquor Split, iOS or Android. There, liquorsplit.com, baby. Download it. All right, so we look at the Kyrie Irving situation also, and people keep mentioning it to me, and I've seen people even tweet it out or whatever that Miami should make a move for Kyrie. Can we just put the kibosh on it? There is no way in hell that Pat Riley would ever want Kyrie Irving on this team, correct?
I mean,
oh God,
in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't.
Hesitated.
I know that in the past, obviously, people have been intrigued by Kyrie. He's very talented. He's a really good offensive player. He can get his own. But after what has transpired over the past 2 years, it's tough because you have to be available, right? And he just hasn't been available enough. He's kind of an enigma, for better or for worse. Like, I think the Heat. I think that would scare off the Heat, in my opinion, especially when they're trying to win right now. This isn't like they're desperate and they need like they're not desperate. They have a really good team as is, and they can kind of wait and they don't have to settle for the first superstar who becomes available. So I would say no. I think it's too risky for Miami for that to be their big move.
Yeah, I think it would be a load of desperation.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, Lowry would, that would not be a good thing with Lowry because he's going to need the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
So that would require Lowry to not have the ball that much and then play off the ball, which is not really what you want him to do because he's not that kind of scorer, actually. So it would also philosophically, it kind of doesn't make sense with the kind of team you have now to put in another ball handler, because Jimmy needs the ball, Kyle needs the ball, and so now it would make no sense.
Yeah. And even Bam has the ball a lot. A lot of the offense also runs to Bam as well.
So what do you think about this whole thing with Riley now in the press conference? Is this a conversation that Riley and Spo are going to have about maybe one guy wants him to have a bigger part of the offense and the other guy, I don't know how he's going to handle it or how he wants Bam to play or what he thinks Bam is. Maybe this is what Bam is. Maybe Bam doesn't have the hunger to be, a superstar. I don't know. You tell me how do you read into Riley's comments and how that will translate into the offseason?
I think they want more consistency from Bam when it comes to aggressiveness, right? I mean, even in the Eastern Conference Finals alone, I think there was a game we had 4 shots, a game we had 6 shots, a game we had a career high 22 shots, and in game 7 you had like 19 or 20 shots. It was just like all over the place. They want that consistent 15, 16 shots a game. You know where you're going to get. You know where his points are going to come from. And he just hasn't had that consistency yet. His offensive game, as we've said, is a work in progress, right? But I think Pat is to the point where he's like, okay, this is it. This is your 5th season now or 6th season. I don't even know. I mean, this will be his 3rd or 4th full season as the Heat starting center. They need some consistency on that end, especially if he's going to be the second offensive option next to Jimmy. So I think that's what Pat was saying. I think Bam averaged a career high 13 shots per game in the regular season. Pat wants that number to get up to around 15, he said in the press conference. So it's not that many more, but even just 2 or 3 more shots a game might take him from 18, 19 points a game that he averaged this year to 22, 23, and that's how you get better. So, but in order to do that, it has to become the flow of the offense. He has to get better in the post. He has to get more, go-to moves where he could turn to when he's in isolation or again in the post. He doesn't really have that refined post package yet. And I think that's kind of going to be a big area of focus for him this offseason, because that's where I think a lot of his shots will be generated, because he's not a three-point shooter yet. His mid-range is what it is, right? It's gotten better, but you can't depend on the mid-range as your go-to shot. Like, that's not an efficient shot, like mid-range a long 2. So I think you want to see Bam improve in the post. And, we'll see if he does that next season.
By the way, what room is that you're in?
My office.
Okay. I'm going to call it the white room because I'm watching you, right? And you're gone white hot, right? So you cover a team that's white hot. You're in a white room. And I keep thinking, I'm a rocker. So I keep thinking Cream, which you probably have no freaking idea what that is. But they have a song called In the White Room with Black Curtains near the station. And have you heard that song? Do you even know that song?
I have not.
Cream White Room. Okay. I just want you to go look and just listen to it. Anyways, just for the hell of it. It's fun. But it's just, as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at everything is white there.
When I'm facing here, it's not. So it's you only see one side of the room. But my wife, she's an architect, interior design. She's a minimalist. So,
I don't think so. I think she knows you're crazy. She's about to put some rubber in there and put your ass in a straitjacket. That's what it looks like right there, right now. That's what that looks like. All right, what'd you think last night? Did the Warriors do enough, and you think they've got this series now?
All series, I've picked Boston. I think Boston's a better team. I still think Boston's a better team. But what the Warriors did last night was really impressive. For them to win on a night Steph Curry goes 0 for 9 from 3, the first game he hasn't made a 3 since 2018.
Yep.
I didn't think that was possible in the series against Boston. I really didn't. I didn't think the Warriors had enough depth, offensive depth to do that. And Andrew Wiggins was another example of a guy who really talented, kind of lost at the beginning of his career. And look how much
He's gotten better and better, man.
He's
every
gotten
year.
better and better, and you see that talent shining through right now. Klay Thompson has shot the ball well. Draymond Green played better, so that was really impressive. Because I if you would have told me that Steph Curry was going 0 for 9 on threes, I would have said Boston wins by 20, and in fact, Golden State won by 10. So
right.
I still think Boston wins in 7 because I think they're the better team, but I'm less sure than I've ever been at this point.
By the way, you can tell that, the Minnesota experience wasn't good for him because he's grown since he left Minnesota.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the Heat grabbing that kid?
Yeah.
Because he's wired. He's wired. I know he's had his issues with consistency at times and all that, but he is, because of his defensive disposition, he's wired to be a Heat player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
sure.
that's a. By the way, what's his contract situation?
I'm not sure. Let's look it up. But that's an example of teams kind of going for talent and having faith that their system and their coaching staff can bring out the best in them.
Yeah.
Because there's never been a doubt by Andrew Wiggins' talent, right? I mean,
No.
He was a former number 1 pick. He's actually going to enter next year. Will be the final season of his contract.
Okay.
So he'll be a free agent in 2023. I would say he's about to get paid, but he's already getting paid $30+ million this season. So he's already pretty paid. But he'll be really, if we keep playing like this next season, he'll really be one of the biggest free agents in the 2023 class.
Yeah, he's really impressive, man. So it's that was a really nice win for the Warriors yesterday. The team finally stepped up around Steph to get it done. I thought that was really cool. All right, what are you working on in the Herald, my friend? So folks can check you out there from the White Room.
So yesterday I posted something on Max Strus and his development and just kind of his offseason goals. And then today I'll be heading over to Cooper City to talk to Gabe Vincent. He'll be at the Heat's youth camp. So I have a story about Gabe later today. He actually turned, I think, 26 today. Today's his birthday. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a Gabe Vincent offseason update 3 weeks into the offseason. So.
All right, you just go chase Butler and
Donovan Mitchell
around. Yeah, just to make
I'll
sure.
head to New York.
Yeah. Tell the Herald to spend a couple of bucks and ship your ass out there to New York. What was the name of that trainer again, by the way?
Chris Brickley.
Okay. All right. It's good to know for those purposes. Yeah. I didn't know who the white dude was. I thought he was the guy that got the picture. Hey, can I take a picture with you guys? And then, it just went.
And got
viral.
all the likes because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened. All right, follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chiang. And more importantly, folks, catch his work there at the Miami Herald and subscribe to the Herald. They do great work there, as always, covering all of our local teams. Anthony, we will catch up with you later on in the week. We'll see what new pictures pop up.
We'll see. NBA offseason is always fun. Thank you, Big O.
And by the way, is there any truth that you are in the middle of the counseling between what's Tyler and Katya? No. Are you the marriage counselor?
I deny those rumors. It's not true. No.
Okay. All right.
I'm busy enough this offseason. I'm busy enough.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chiang. We'll talk later in the week, my brother. Be good.
See you, Big O. Bye.
You got it. There you go. Anthony Chiang. We love getting him uncomfortable. Right there. Our liquor split Miami Heat report.